All right, so are you ready to like dive into a world of like total intrigue?
Always.
Okay, perfect. Because today we're doing a deep dive on Berlin,
Oh, wow.
this Hindi language spy film that has been getting like really incredible reviews.
Hmm.
And we're looking at this review from MovieKaTicket.com.
Okay, cool.
It looks like a really fascinating movie. The setting is 1990s Delhi, so think like lots of political
Oh,
tension.
I see. Yeah.
And then right at the center of all of that is a deaf-mute protagonist who is accused of being a spy.
Wow, that's a fascinating premise.
Right.
Yeah.
So are you ready to unravel this whole thing with me?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay, let's get into it. So this character, Ashok Singh, the deaf-mute protagonist, that's like a really unique character, right?
It is, and it's interesting how the film uses his silence as like a way of saying so much, you know?
Right.
He's unable to communicate in the conventional sense, but his silence speaks volumes.
Yeah, and I mean, the review is saying that Ishwak Singh, the actor who plays Ashok, gives an incredible performance.
Right.
Like, he even won Best Actor at an international film festival for this role.
That's impressive.
Yeah. So it makes you think, right? Like, to be able to convey all of those complex emotions, like fear, suspicion, innocence, all without speaking.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a true testament to his talent.
Right. Yeah, it really highlights the power of nonverbal communication, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
it creates this really unique challenge for the filmmakers, too.
Right. How do you do that? How do you build tension, communicate those emotions
Yeah.
without having your main character speak?
Exactly. They have to rely on visuals, on expressions, on the reactions of those around him. It's like they're creating a whole new language.
Yeah. It's like we're going to have to figure out his story through everybody else's point of view.
Exactly.
Like almost like a puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
So the review mentions Aparshakti Khurana. He plays a sign language expert named Pushkin Verma. And he's kind of like the bridge between Ashok and like the rest of the world, right?
Right. That's a really interesting dynamic.
Yeah. What do you think? Is there like any tension there? I mean, he's the only one who can understand him.
Yeah, I would imagine there's a lot of potential for tension.
Right.
Yeah. Pushkin holds the key to unlocking Ashok's secrets, both literally and figuratively, right?
Totally. Yeah. And I feel like it must be a lot of pressure on him,
Oh, absolutely.
to be the one who can actually understand him.
Yeah.
But the source does talk about their chemistry being crucial to the film.
Oh, okay.
So I'm assuming we can expect some really powerful interactions between the two.
I think so.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so we can't just talk about them. What about the other characters?
Oh, yeah. Who else is in it?
The review mentions Rahul Bose and Kabir Bedi.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You know those guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both known for their intense performances.
Right. I mean, they're both veterans, so I feel like that automatically adds a certain level of like weight to the movie.
Yeah, their presence automatically elevates the stakes, you
Right.
know? And based on their past work, we can expect some really captivating performances from them.
Totally. Okay, so let's talk about the setting for a minute.
Yep.
Because 1990s Delhi is not just like a backdrop in this film,
Yeah.
It's a time of like crazy political change in India.
Oh, right.
The Babri Masjid demolition,
Yeah.
the rise of Hindu nationalism, the like after effects of the Cold War.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a powder keg of emotions and uncertainty.
Yeah, you can really feel the tension of the time.
Right.
And I think putting a deaf-mute character into that setting adds another layer to the story.
Absolutely.
Like, it makes you think about how marginalized voices struggle to be heard during times like that.
Totally. Yeah. And now to add yet another layer to this whole thing,
Okay.
the director Atul Sabharwal, he's known for his like layered screenplays.
Oh, interesting.
So I'm thinking like each scene is like another layer of the onion,
Yeah.
peeling back and revealing more about the characters.
That's a good analogy.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, how do you think he uses that setting, the 1990s Delhi setting, to actually like make that story even more impactful,
Well, it sounds like the setting is almost a character in itself.
Right.
Yeah. And it really shapes the characters and the choices they make.
Yeah.
Imagine Ashok trying to navigate this world of spies and secrets when he can't even hear what people are saying.
Right.
Or understand the motives of those around him.
It's almost like he's completely cut off.
Yeah. It really heightens the tension.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so the review also mentions that the movie has a haunting score
Okay.
and gritty visuals.
Yeah.
So do you think there's like a risk of that being too much?
That's a good point.
Yeah, like could all that tension and the heavy atmosphere like overwhelm the viewers?
It's possible. I think the director's trying to reflect the political climate and Arshak's vulnerability. But yeah, if it's not done well, it could be too much. We'll have to wait and see.
Okay, so we've got deaf-mute protagonist caught up in this world of espionage and a setting that's like basically another character.
Right.
And then we have this director who's known for his complex stories, but what does it all mean?
Yeah, what's the point?
Why should people care about this movie?
Well, I think Berlin goes beyond just a simple spy thriller.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exploring these big ideas about morality and justice.
I'll go.
Yeah, and it forces us to question our own assumptions. Like, how do we judge someone who can't defend themselves in a traditional way?
Right. Yeah.
How do we determine what's true when communication is so difficult?
Especially in that kind of political climate where information is manipulated and trust is hard to come by.
Exactly.
So does the film answer those questions? Or does it leave the audience with more questions than answers?
Well, that's the beauty of a good story, isn't it?
Yeah.
It can raise more questions than it answers. It makes the viewer an active participant in the search for truth.
Okay, so to wrap this all up, we have Berlin,
Right.
a film set in 1990s Delhi.
Yeah.
Which is a really intense, intriguing time.
A lot going on.
A lot going on, yeah. And we have this fascinating deaf-mute protagonist who's caught up in this spy thriller.
Mm-hmm.
And the director is known for his intricate storytelling. But the real question is, does it give us easy answers? Or does it leave us questioning everything?
Good question.
The only way to find out is to watch it and take our own deep dive into Berlin.
I like that. And sometimes the most rewarding journeys are the ones we take ourselves.
Right.